Welcome to my first mini podcast or vlog series supporting Rare Disease Day, which is February 28th of this year. So for many people who have been friends of mine, family members, many know that I have a rare illness called Behçet's disease. So these mini vlogs or mini podcasts are my attempt to help in sharing the knowledge around rare disease, specifically Behçet's disease, and helping people to understand this illness, why it is so important for us to find a cure for it, and really talk about how throughout the years I have been able to kind of change my mindset as to how I tackle the illness and how I choose to live my life. So today's series is titled, I Choose Joy. So let's get to kind of the details. So Behçet's disease, you can Google it, just like most people have to do, including doctors and nurses, because that's how rare it is. So for those who want the medical term or what's noted as what is the definition of Behçet's disease, I'll give you the one that is on the rare disease database. And I'm going to read it specifically so that I get it right. So Behçet's syndrome or Behçet's disease is a rare multi-system inflammatory disorder characterized by ulcers affecting the mouth, the genitals, various skin lesions, and abnormalities affecting the eyes. Symptoms include mucous membrane lesions of the mouth, which usually look like canker sores, and genitals, which are called ulcers, that tend to disappear and recur spontaneously. Inflammation of the eyes, anterior uveitis, posterior uveitis, or panuveitis also affects individuals who have been diagnosed with Behçet's. Additional symptoms of the body may also be affected, including the joints, blood vessels, central nervous system, and or digestive tract. So that's about 45 seconds of scariness, right? So you hear all of that and you're like, sheesh, boy, she's dealing with a lot. However, here's something to know about my illness. You don't always have all of the symptoms. Now, in full transparency, a lot of these symptoms I have or I've had. And my journey through Behçet's disease has allowed me the opportunity to really identify ways to relieve those symptoms, treat them in a way where they kind of go into remission or disappear, where they're not affecting me on a regular basis, and really work through things. All right, now enough of the technical stuff. Behçet's disease is no joke. It's one of the scariest and most challenging things that I have had to deal with in my life. What's even more challenging is the fact that you usually have no idea what the hell is going on any given day. It is scary. However, I am witness that there are times when you can identify ways to live a better life and to really focus on how to be a better version of you. Today you look at me and I look as though nothing is wrong. Hey, that's what they say. We don't care for it. However, you only know what you see through your eyes. However, there are times inside where I'm dealing with things such as the joint pain, the eye pain, the lesions that are on my face and other parts of my body that I have to work through. And I've had to find ways so that I'm not totally affected, or I have days where I feel at least 50-60% of myself where I can function and just enjoy life in the moment for where it is. I choose joy. So since being diagnosed in 2004, I think it was 2004. Yeah, 2004, I've slowly started to figure out ways that I know I have an illness, and I also know my limits. However, how do I not allow the illness and my limits to affect me from being happy? And this year by far has been my happiest year. About 5 years ago, I chose to choose me. To choose me and to really work on ways that my mindset has changed to help me be a well-rounded person. And when I say I choose me, I really had to choose to really dig deep down and find out, how can I be a better person? How can I commit to me? And it started with my mental. It did. It started with my mental, not feeling bad for myself, not feeling sorry for myself, learning ways to cope with my anxiety, my depression, my pain, in a way that I wasn't taking myself further and further down that dark hole that seems like it never ends. And this message is not just for someone with Behçet's disease. This message is for anyone that's dealing with something and they're affected in a way where it is invisible and people don't know. I chose joy because joy is what I need to know that I have the ability to get up and do things more, that I can be happy in the midst of, that I can work to get through the pain and the struggles of an illness that will smack you from all different angles at any different time, and you have to figure it out. So I chose joy. And here are some ways I chose joy over the last year. So the first was, I invested in going to see a dermatologist to help me understand my skin. I'm going to put up a couple of pictures of what my skin looked like years ago, and you'll see that I really worked to find out how to control those lesions. They still come, you guys, but I've learned now the essentials of controlling those lesions so they don't take over and make me feel ashamed. And others feel as though I got the worst acne ever. So I invested in a dermatologist who was able to help me understand how to treat my skin and what medications that I can use so that I feel beautiful. That was one way. Another one, the big one that I mentioned, is focusing on my mental. I had to place me first. And I think at times it's really hard for individuals I've disconnected from. It's hard for family members that think I don't want to be around, or that I'm not embedding myself in family functions. My anxiety, it just takes me a lot when it comes to my mental. And sometimes I need to just be to myself, doing things that help me relax. So it's not because I love anyone less than. I've had to really commit to focusing on me so that I'm not as sick. A couple of years back, I started my fitness journey where, I really had to focus on ways to do weight-bearing exercises so this illness didn't take over. I have osteoporosis, and the only way that I've been advised that I can treat it and to make my bones stronger is by focusing on weight-bearing exercises and being more active. The most contradictory shit you hear when you have an illness that causes pain, joint pain, and all of that, and they're telling you to go work out. But they're right. And then one of the biggest impacts I've had in life is I started what I called a wellness fast. So I went to see my friends, Dr. Val and Dr. Lamar at Hunter Wellness Center, for what I thought was finding ways to really help me get rid of all this joint pain, to get through the excruciating back pain, the hip pain that was just starting to really take control again. And I've learned so much in the last 6 months about wellness and how wellness management and getting aligned and focusing on your gut. That's where I was diagnosed with leaky gut syndrome, can really help to remove a lot of the inflammation and help you to do things in life and not really focus a lot on medication. So doing things, eliminating things, and helping you get through a journey of being a better, more well-rounded you. So, I chose joy, and joy is in the forefront of a lot of what I do on a regular basis. So this is my first attempt where I will just really focus on what are some of the highlights that make me feel so much more effective in how I control myself and the illness. I choose joy, friends. I choose joy, and I'm looking forward to sharing so many more essential tidbits about my journey with Behçet's disease, how far I've come, and how I can do so in a way that's positive. Yes, I do it in a way that's positive, but I want you to know that it isn't easy always. That I do this because I choose to. I do this because I look at my cup as full of positivity. I do this because it's important to my mental. I do this because I know that when I speak, that I'm speaking to some that don't have a voice, that they can talk to others, or they don't have a listening ear. And I have committed to doing for others the same that others have done for me. And that is to share, to encourage, to be there, to do my part, and being diligent and focused on ways that we can find a cure to all of these freaking rare diseases that are taking over these days. So be blessed, my friends. I hope that this started the path to understanding what I'm talking about. I hope that this first installation of my commitment to sharing knowledge and my journey with Behçet's disease, one of the many rare diseases out there, will encourage you to listen more, to support, to understand what it means to your friends when you don't feel as well, and just help us in finding a cure. So if you like this post, if you appreciated me sharing, please heart and share to your pages. It is truly appreciated. Until next time.